Julie Gunlock of the Independent Women's Forum is with us on the program right now. Julie, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic. I appreciate you coming on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. A lot of stuff to talk about, including this fast food ban out in L.A., which was put in effect back in, 2008, right? So it's been 7 years.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to actually go back and, hey, I wonder if it worked.
Right. Well, it's interesting. When the ban went in place in South LA, now, again, this was in order to help obesity rates, right? Help decrease obesity rates, make people healthier. You ban fast food, obviously everyone's going to just go to the store and buy a head of lettuce, right? That was sort of the thought. And now the study is in, and actually, they've banned fast food restaurants, so new construction of fast food restaurants. Right? They cannot build new fast food restaurants. Obesity rates have gone up. So this didn't in any way work. Banning fast food construction didn't work at all. But you know what also went up in South LA over that time frame? Unemployment. Unemployment is through the roof in that area of Los Angeles. And so here you have a city council that's banning the construction of a job-creating industry for, health reasons.
Right.
And all it did, first of all, it did nothing in terms of health outcomes. But again, it robbed people of like sort of low skill jobs, and that's what the really unfortunate result of this has been.
So I think, based on what I've been hearing from our media, Julie, the answer would then be to allow fast food salad restaurants to open up, but only if they paid $15 an hour.
Right, exactly. Yes, exactly. I mean, this is the kind of paternalism that we see from the left. They think that that by doing these kinds of things, by increasing, we've seen terrible results from increasing the minimum wage in cities across America, banning fast food restaurants because they want people to make better decisions. This is the result you get. You get people being laid off in cities where they've raised the minimum wage. And in South Los Angeles, I mean, we have no new jobs because we have no new construction of businesses that provide low-skilled jobs. And the obesity rate has gone up. So again, it is just the folly of these sort of, nudging, it's good for you kind of policies coming out from these left-wing government officials.
All right, to that end, can we talk about Girl Scout cookies?
Of course.
They're toxic?
Yeah, well, no, of course not. Of course they're not toxic, but there are some mommy bloggers out there who want you to believe they are. And I say mommy bloggers, really it's these environmental groups who they act like they're mommy bloggers. But there's a website called Mamavation, and this woman sort of fancies herself as sort of the, Erin Brockovich of our generation, and she's just she spreads a lot of misinformation out there. And this website I've written about some of their writers before, spreading a lot of misinformation out there. And their latest target is Girl Scout cookies. They're saying they're just what's hilarious is her problem with these cookies is that they're filled with all of these ingredients she doesn't agree with, like sugar and oil and things that, what does she think are in cookies? Cookies, are made of these unhealthy ingredients, which she has a problem with. And again, what we're seeing out of these bloggers are words like toxic and dangerous. It's just calm down, everyone. It's just a cookie. It has certain preservatives in it so that it has a longer shelf life, but it is not going to kill you.
Peddling poison.
Peddling poison, that's right.
Peddling
right. That
poison.
Was the title. That was
What's
the title
really
of that piece.
In Girl Scout cookies?
Yeah, and what's so funny, and I actually wrote this in my blog post, is you're giving the title of her piece on this website called Mamavation, where she says she titles it Peddling Poison, which, that alone, the idea that you're going to accuse Girl Scouts of being like these sociopathic murderers. And and an
They look so
organization.
cute when they're standing outside the store.
I know. And you've got and you're essentially accusing the Girl Scout organization, like the whole big organization, of being like giving merit badges out while these sociopathic murderers are trying to kill people with this poison, right? And then the second way is sort of says peddling poison. Then it says, what's really in Girl Scout cookies, as if the Girl Scouts are trying to hide something. But what's so hilarious about this blog post on this website called Mamavation, which I really discourage anyone listening from going to this website because it's absurd. But what's funny about this blog is, so she says that, what's really in it, like they're hiding something. And then the writer actually included pictures of the ingredient and nutrition information that's on the Girl Scout box. So, of course, they're not hiding anything. She includes pictures on the very boxes of the ingredient lists and the nutrition box, which gives the calories and sodium and carbohydrates and all of that stuff. So, I mean, just the absurdity continues. But again, this is how they get clicks. This is how they get traffic to their website. They claim that they're saving you from something when in reality, they're just fun stealers. They take the fun out of everything. I mean, how do you attack the Girl Scouts? It's just un-American.
Julie Gunlock of the Independent Women's Forum. This is why, literally, Julie, we can't have nice things.
I know. Anyway, yes, I know. They again, and I want to say, when I talk about these things, there's I get frustrated because I think when you scare people, it increases people's willingness to accept regulation. I think it increases the cost of products. I think it takes products off the shelves. I think it encourages people with scarce resources to spend money where they don't need to. So, I mean, those are sort of the big issues I try to bring up. But, I also try to highlight that a lot of these alarmists just take the fun out of everything. They're sort of, the Debbie Downer, the SNL character, the Debbie Downer of the world. Nothing is fun anymore. Nothing can be fun. Sprinklers are dangerous. Garden hoses are dangerous. Raincoats are dangerous. Everything is dangerous. And it makes the job of parenting hard, as I've said many times on this show, and it just makes it less fun.
Talking with Julie Gunlock of the Independent Women's Forum, and Julie, we need more fun. The world is less fun enough, I say.
Right. We do. I mean, there's an awful lot of people that feel like the world is falling apart around them. I mean, you turn on the news and it's pretty disturbing what you see out there, and then you're being told to worry about Girl Scout cookies. I mean, God, there's enough real things. There's enough actual things to worry about. You shouldn't worry about eating, one or two or three sleeves of Girl Scout cookies
in one sitting. Maybe in one sitting. You should be a little worried about that.
Yes, maybe.
But it's hard to stop with the Thin Mints. I'm with you. And the Do-si-dos. Oh,
yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
But, as you say, there are much bigger issues out there. But this culture of alarmism that you write about, look, we see this in clickbait headlines on any given subject, right? I mean, the idea is you want to get those people's eyeballs and freaking people out in a headline and even in a news story is a lot easier to grab somebody's attention than here's a nuanced article providing both points of view on a particular subject, right? So, of course you're going to, unfortunately, I think we live in a society where we're going to see more and more of these clickbait headlines where, again, I think on some level, it's up to us as consumers of information to become savvy enough to know how to discard some of this information and to know, all right, this seems like a wild claim. Let's see if I can verify it.
Well,
right?
And yes, and a lot of these groups really do sort of take advantage of mothers. We see this with Moms Demand Action. They constantly try to appeal to mom's fear, a mother's emotion. The other thing that they do, and Moms Demand Action is very good at this too, is they act like they speak for all moms. And that's very frustrating, I think, to a lot of us out there who either don't agree with them or also just are insulted by the idea that this group presents itself as the voice of all of American women or moms. Whether it is Mamavation, which is generally an environmental website cloaked as mommy bloggers, but it really is. It's got a really serious environmental agenda. or moms demand action, which is demanding, taking away guns, where that moms can use to protect themselves. It's the same strategy. It's these groups are very savvy. They're very media savvy, and again, they try to scare moms so that even the most freedom-loving mom or woman will acquiesce to government regulations. You'd be amazed at you can get a small government woman, and she really truly believes in the Constitution, and suddenly, if she's scared enough, she may start to change her mind, and they sort of count on that. And it's sad that it works, but it does work, and we really need to fight back against it.
Julie, listen, I appreciate you coming on the program, and I look forward to talking to you again very soon.
All right, great. Thanks for having me.
All right, Julie Gunlock joins from the Independent Women's Forum.